You've heard of wee bear bears, now get ready for wee baby bears. Wait, no, stop, it's good. Despite predominantly being a kid's show, Wee Bear Bears resonated heavily with an older audience, telling stories about adult characters having adult experiences, the safer work kind of course. So it made sense to me why people dismissed Wee Baby Bears right off the bat, seeing as it focuses on, well, babies. Now sure, it's nice to have shows be more directly relatable to adults. However, focusing on younger characters doesn't necessarily make a show less entertaining or valuable for adults. Not to mention, it's less of a babyfied reboot, and more a continuation of the Baby Bear segments from the original show, which I thought were pretty solid. And after watching 20 episodes, I can confidently say that this show is bitchin'. I'm here to explain why it's so bitchin', and I've brought along my fantastic feline friend Arteice to share her perspective as well. So let's get into it. First off, if you believe the people behind this show are cold, uncaring execs who only care about making a profit, allow me to put your mind at ease. It was developed by Manny Hernandez, who, in case you weren't aware, directed Wee Bear Bears. If this wasn't enough, Daniel Chong, the Bear's highly passionate creator, oversees this show as executive producer. It should come as no surprise that this show has a ton of love and care put into it, and that it doesn't spit in the face of what came before it. If anything, it caters to fans of the original, as Arteice will elaborate on later. So that's who it's by, but who is it for? While the show may look like cuteness and steroids, make no mistake, it's no sickeningly saccharine baby show. Baby Bears isn't afraid to be complex, intense, or shocking. Take Ice Bear trying to brutally murder his clone because he's insecure about being replaced, for example.
So long, Chad.
No, wait. Take it easy, man.
It's not a cartoonito show, and people seem to think it is for some reason. Speaking of which, let's finally get into the show itself, shall we? The show follows everybody's favourite trio of orphan baby bears. They're much like their adult counterparts, but in case you aren't already familiar, there's Grizz, the excitable and naive eldest bro, Panda, the anxious and social media obsessed baby bro, and lastly Ice Bear, the middle bro who's a total fucking badass, and ironically serves as the cool one of the trio, you know, because he's like a polar bear, yeah. Now, while you might be familiar with the baby bear segments from the original show, there's some wild as fuck differences in this iteration. In the first episode, the bears get desperate and wish upon a shooting star for a new home. To their surprise, the star actually grants their wish and transforms their box into a magical, sentient, world-hopping vessel. Okay, so it might not be as grounded as Wee Bear Bears, but stick with me. From then on, they go from Fantasyland to Fantasyland in search of a new home. Typically, they'll find out the world isn't all they thought it was cracked up to be, or get chased out by people who want the little shits dead.
The hairy ones have brought economic collapse to our town! They must repay us with their lives!
While the premise is straightforward on the surface, you know, magic box aside, it's extremely versatile, and the show takes full advantage of it. Not having to be grounded in realism allows for far more unique and interesting settings than what we got from previous Baby Bear segments. This goes hand in hand with the show's style of storytelling, which likes to switch things up and experiment with different narrative flavors, rather than being confined to the same cookie-cutter sequence of events. One episode can be a sentimental tale of romance, while the next, an exhilarating detective fiction. It's never the same thing twice. On their travels, they encounter a bunch of colourful and endlessly charming characters, like this dude, for example. And much like Bears OG, this show has its own recurring cast. For example, there's Squatterota, who might just be my fave character in the entire show so far. He's a well-meaning dumbass, which makes him perfect in my eyes.
I can teach you the ways of squatting. I also know how to get free cable.
The character 100% pays homage to Charlie, initially making a horrible first impression on Panda by getting his bros turned into meat, yes that's a thing, then trying to redeem himself when he pops up again later. On the villain side of things, we've got this freaky furbait fox mummy Milan and her spoiled brat daughter Madeline. These two are completely fucking deranged, and that's why they're great. Madeline is obsessed with Panda, and Milan does everything in her power to ensure her daughter gets what she wants. Sure, when they're introduced, they simply entice Panda with internet clout and fight his bros in a Gurren Lagann mecca. The next time though, they're out here pretending to be this poor baby orphan's long lost family in an attempt to abduct him. Very cool. Wee Baby Bears is of course primarily a comedy, and in my expert opinion, it succeeds spectacularly in this department.
That's ridiculous. They have no proof.
Actually, Dear Diary, today I practiced kissing on a rock. Wrong memo. Dear Diary, me and the rock are actually getting pretty serious.
That's right, I'm the bug napper.
It can be clever, the timing is always on point, and it has a great modern sense of humour without being too in your face or obnoxious like other kids shows can tend to be. It gives you the same chill vibes of watching a classic Saturday morning cartoon, which makes sense given that Manny was heavily inspired by them when developing the show. Some may say it's boring, but it's really just laid back, in much the same way as the original show. All that being said, most of the humour for me comes from the character comedy. These three bears just work. The best part of the show is learning about them and how they react to things individually as well as play off of each other. Not only do they have wonderful, believable chemistry as brothers, their personality traits really complement each other. Like how Grizz's impulsiveness and tendency to act without thinking are the perfect combo to annoy the timid panda, or how having particularly loud and goofy brothers really emphasizes the comedy in Ice Bear being so deadpan and serious.
I'm sorry. That's okay, bro. You know how much finding your family meant to you.
Ice Bear, mildly resentful.
Now let me hand you over to my beautiful, talented, charismatic, do I really have to say all this?
Stick to the damn script, Charles.
Sorry. Graceful, kind, caring, hilarious, and not at all intimidating bestie, Arteice.
Sup, Streaks? I'm Arteice, and please do not write this show off as just being yet another babified cash grab of the original. It's so much more than that. And even if it is a cash grab, you're telling me you wouldn't want to own plushies of these adorable baby bears? I'm still trying to find plushies of the grown bears. Come on. This cartoon is oozing the serotonin I've been missing for the past 3 years.
Never in my life have I needed something so much and never known until I received it.
And I refuse to let it go unnoticed. It gets Summer Camp Island. With such a simple but adorable art direction paired with a basic concept means this show has infinite possibilities. The writing and the storyboard team get to really flex their creativity with all the new fantasy worlds and characters the bears could meet along the way while house hunting. Plus, the animation benefits greatly from this kawaii-inspired style. Every expression these characters make is just ripe for meme material. I just know it. Truly, it's the little details for me. Stopping every other moment to point at the TV and understand that reference, DiCaprio style on second viewing, or third, or sixth, or a never-ending loop because that's just how much I love this show! Like, did anyone else notice that in every episode, Panda's phone case changes to match the new environment they're in? They didn't have to do that, but it's the extra lengths I appreciate most from the design team. Now, as someone who loves Wee Bears, Wee Baby Bears is literally just the bears, but with kid logic. Grizz, Panda, and Ice Bear have the same interactions, personalities, and brotherly dynamics just as their younger selves. They stayed very faithful to their character and even dropped little nods here and there to the OG series. Such as in Whodunit, you can see Ranger Taves on the cover of an old VHS, and in modern-ish Stone Age Family, the backdrop they use for the makeshift television is a simplified drawing of their cave's living room. Picture and all! I loved seeing the acknowledgements of the original without it needing to be, just front and center. Because even if you've never seen Wee Bears, first off, how dare you? You can still enjoy the baby bears on their misadventures. And just like the original series, the bears also learn lessons, or there's some sort of moral that naturally appears in the episode. One that stuck with me was from Bug City Sleuths, where the bears profiled a spider thinking that he was nothing but a bad guy due to all the negative stereotypes they hear and know about spiders, but in the end get proven wrong. Turns out he was just a private investigator who was solving the case of the missing silkworm babies. Now that, especially in this day and age, is a great lesson simply put for children to learn, as well as learning to be more confident and comfortable with your appearances, as seen in The Little Merbear. These titles are so adorable, I swear, I just cannot get enough. It's hilarious, heartfelt, and when you think about it, this cartoon is basically about 3 baby orphans just trying to find shelter, in desperate need to find a place where they belong and aren't just seen as screw-ups or chased away for being their full, authentic selves. Truly one of Cartoon Network's darkest shows. Suck it, Batman! You ain't got nothing on these orphans.
Oh, have you been living under a rock?
I wish!
So if you enjoyed Wee Bears, or just a fan of adorable cartoons that help you get out of bed, then I'm confident y'all will love Wee Baby Bears as much as we do.
It's an honor to have had you here, Arteice. Huge thanks for holding me at gunpoint until I let you.
pleasure was all mine, hun. And you folks can find me at ArteiceTB on YouTube and Twitter, where I rant on my soapbox about the lessons I learned from animation. And for all of you We Bear Bear enthusiasts, I recommend the videos I did on the show's portrayal of diet culture and altruism. I also dabble with an animated talk show of mine, Cartoon Confessions, where I'd love to discuss more about this Mommy Fox and Spider Delph. Charles? Yeah, I know your type. I know your type. But that's what I like to call bangers and mash. Ow! Thanks for having me, Charles. You survived. For now. Mwah! See ya, Streaks.
Anyway. Thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you beautiful people next time.